Well, we're kind of a very appropriate winner in the Saudi Cup on Saturday with Saudi Crown. He'll go to post under Florent Geroux, who is alongside a man who's won a Breeders' Cup Classic, a Kentucky Derby-winning jockey as well, and here with a chance in the Saudi Cup. It's great to see you here in Saudi Arabia, Florent. It must be an exciting opportunity for you.
Yes, of course, yeah. Thanks for having me.
And just tell us a bit about Saudi Crown. He's arriving here as quite an unexposed horse, but tell us about his form back in America.
Very good, you don't have nothing wrong. Only one race who was on this base, it was the Breeders' Cup Classic last November at Santa Anita, and got a little bit tired, it was a little bit longer campaign for him, and very lightly horse race. So I'm hoping, he turned the corner from 3 to 4 years old and look like he's a little bit stronger and bigger than he was last year. So hopefully with a few more races under his belt, he will be competitive this time in the Saudi Cup.
And it was a different race coming into Saturday than the Breeders' Cup. That was over a little bit further, and they seemed to go really hard that day, and he just got tired late on.
Yeah, definitely. We went very fast early on, and I think the distance was a little bit far for him. I think he's more suited from a mile to mile and 8, and looked like the one turn should be ideal for him.
And have you had a chance to see him out here on the track this week or in the barns?
Not yet.
Not yet, okay, that's still to come. And he had a nice prep last time out at Fairgrounds. That was a drop in grade, but it'd be a nice confidence booster for him.
Yeah, definitely. It was like a grade 3. It was a nice race. There was some few grade stakes winner in the race, but he was able to handle those horses very easily, and looked like the time was good, and speed rating came back strong. So we're hoping, it was a nice stepping stone for him, hopefully to be competitive in the Saudi Cup.
And how do you assess the form coming into Saturday? We've touched on the Breeders' Cup. You've got White Barrier coming through from there, Dermasota Gake, who was second. The form lines are there. How would you assess your chance relative to the horses he's run against in the past?
Probably right under White Barrier and some other, but not very far. I think it's a very deep race. I think White Barrier should be or deserve to be the favorite. After that, you can make a case for a lot of other horses. Sometimes the Japanese horses could be very strong also. It shows that, in the Breeders' Cup. But Breeders' Cup, I believe, the horse of Christophe, Sotagake was like, almost 30-1, and mine was 7-1. So hopefully, I can beat him this time, or beat the other guy too.
And we've seen you on the big stage before, Breeders' Cup Classic with Gunrunner, who ran a really good second in a Dubai World Cup as well. How much do you enjoy the international challenge and coming out here to the Middle East?
Oh, it's a great opportunity, to be honest. You just need the right horse and be the lucky pilot, and that's what I'm trying to do. And hopefully, don't make many mistakes, during the race, and where have the opportunity, from the trainer and the owner to give you this kind of ride and this kind of opportunity to ride some of those biggest races in the world.
And have you had a chance to talk to Brad? Do you know what the plan is from here? Is the horse maybe going to stay out this way and head out to Dubai?
I think it all depends how the horse runs on Saturday, and I think how the horse, of course, come back. But I will think it could be a possibility.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll open up to the floor. Any questions? Mike is poised.
You've been in a similar situation a couple of years ago. Obviously, Saudi-owned horse, trained by Brad, came through the same exact prep race with Mandaloun. Can you talk about just comparing the two horses, and is it black and white, or do they have some similarities? Because obviously things didn't go as planned with Mandaloun.
I think it's a little bit different. Mandaloun came here, ran more. There was a little bit different, type of horses. I'm hoping it's not the same result. Mandaloun, I believe, was probably the favorite in the race, and beat Midnight Bourbon the time before in the same race in Louisiana, and Midnight Bourbon almost pulled it off. And my horse, the entrance, were great. So I would say different. Come back to your question, very different, different horses. Not the same pattern at all. Mandaloun raced at 2 years old, starting in October at Kinlan. This guy hasn't started since His first race, I believe, was mid-April. He's of 3 years old, so he came here less, less polished, and I'm hoping, I know he's coming into a good form right now.
Do you plan to have a sit on the horse before the weekend? And what's he like to ride?
I don't think so, no. I've been on him, many times before. I know him very well. The exercise rider is here. He's doing the job, perfectly, and usually it's not really my job, to be on him, the few days before the race. Usually I do the major prep work over there, in the US, and when he comes here, it's just the exercise rider take it over.
In terms of this race, a lot of pace signed up, horses running style, round one turn. Any concern with what's going to go on up front?
Yes, always a concern. We need to play the break and go from there. Look like there's a fair amount of speed in the race. A lot of them from the inside, from the outside. It's very hard to plan a race, before the gates open. You need to be ready, but not, overly prepared. Anything can happen when the gates open, and I have quite a good idea on who should be, close to me or in front of me, and I take it from there.
And sort of piggybacking on that, he's unexposed, as Martin alluded to, but what he has shown so far is that he excels when he is on the lead and uncontested. Is he one that you feel like absolutely has to be on the front or in the lead?
I don't think so, no. I think he's so quick, and like you said, he's been on the lead, and of course, when he's not challenger, he's gonna go, as far as he can go. But his first race, he was off the pace. I believe he was laying third or fourth at Kilon, and was able to run down the horse on the lead. So I'm thinking it's not really what he has to, and sometime in the morning we do walk him behind another horse, and he's fine with it. He doesn't seem to be, upset about it, or he's able to run down the horse, in the workout very easily too when he's a little bit behind. So I don't think it's we have to have the lead, for him to run a good race.
Okay, that's all good. Well, Florent, many thanks for taking the time to join us this morning, and best of luck on Saturday.
You're welcome.